Can no contact work a second time? Can you do it again? Will it lead to your ex to come back to you? We have Coach Adrian to answer this question. How are you doing, Coach Adrian?
Doing fantastic. Very happy to have this time to do videos with you.
Yeah,
and
same.
podcasts.
Same. This is just amazing to be here with you, to be able to tackle some topic so we can go deeper together. If you're listening on Spotify or any platform, make sure that you subscribe and follow this podcast. If you listen on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to Love Advice TV. You will receive all the videos directly in your inbox. So I think that we both agree on the answer is yes. If you have done no contact, it has worked. That is great. Any technique that has worked in the past can work again. We just have to twist it a little bit. Based on your experience, Coach Adrian, what do you respond to someone that asks you, hey, can I do a no contact for a second time? Will it work again? Do you think it's possible?
Yes. Usually when someone asks me a question, I try to understand why they're asking me this question. Where are they coming from? What are the fears that they're wrestling with? And so I ask you this question: why are you concerned about doing no contact a second time? Do you fear that your significant other or your ex is going to move on, is going to forget about you, that they're going to start to date someone else? You know, if you have done it the first time, that it can be very, very, very beneficial to you. And I really encourage you to not hesitate, because the truth is that sometimes doing no contact is the only way to recenter yourself and to make sure that you, again, get into the right mindset to be able to communicate more effectively with your significant other. And at the same time, to perhaps start to work on erasing some of the mistakes that you may have made. And usually in situations like this, clients have either successfully gotten back together and are wondering, can I use the same strategy after yet another breakup? Or they do a no contact, are able to reconnect, are not able to seal the deal, make a big mistake of some kind, and they're back at square one, wondering, what do I do now? And just like Coach Alex was saying, absolutely, no contact can work a second time. I have seen no contact work 3, 4, 5 times, right? So essentially, if you have any doubt, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? And make sure that you put a plan in place that is actually solid and coherent, and good things will come.
Yes, and you have to understand that the no contact is not just a technique, right? It's just not something that we ask you to do. It is just the best neuroscience tool to make someone start to miss you, because they expect you to chase them, harass them, ask them questions. So your ex is in a position of strength. And because you will do a no contact, this will make them change. And the reason why, and I learned that just previously, it's because the emotions will go down. So when we decide that it's a breakup, we are angry, we are in a position that it's over. But after a couple of times, when we see that person just moving away and being distant and doing the no contact, even if it's the second time, maybe the third time or the fourth time, it's still the same position. There is a lot of fears that can come up. So when we recommend you to do the no contact, it can work anytime if you do it correctly. Because I've seen so many people doing this and saying, okay, can I do it another time? Yeah, but when you do the no contact, you need to change, guys, right? That's why we do these videos, because we want to push you to become the best version of yourself. And the no contact, for me, it's more a psychological tool. And if you don't implement the right actions, then everything will fall apart. So you will not be able to get your ex back, even if they come back. Because there is a moment they will understand that your no contact was only made because we asked you to do it. So you need to do some changes here. What are your thoughts on that, Coach Adrian?
Absolutely. The truth of the matter is that in many cases, you actually don't have a choice. No contact is the way to maximize your chances of rebuilding this relationship by redirecting your energies on things that you can control instead of trying to force the issue, writing from a place of emotion and coming off as desperate or manipulative. Because most of the time, that's what tends to happen when you try to force contact with your ex before they are ready to engage with you. And so I have so many examples of individuals who have made all sorts of mistakes before starting the no contact. And I have many examples of individuals who committed to not reaching out, but were not working on their mindset while doing so. And so in that case, no contact didn't even count in some ways, because you have to be in the right mindset and to approach this period of time the right way in order to offer something new when you reconnect with your significant other. It's not just about letting time pass. It's about also maximizing that time in order to reinvent yourself, in order to, really work on building and developing new positive habits, on regaining confidence, on making sure that you are able to work on developing certain virtues and qualities that will completely alter the way that your ex feels about you or a potential relationship together. And so, this is one of those topics where I am adamant that you should not be afraid of using this approach again and again, as many times as is necessary, until you're able to do it the right way. And even if it has worked before, even if your ex knows, in essence, he is purposely not reaching out to me, or she is on purpose not trying to communicate with me to try to prove a point, the bottom line is that it gives you power. It enables you to have a sense of direction again. And it's how you start to really take control of the process and start to surprise your significant other, even if they know what's coming.
And this is exactly what you will do right now, guys, because we know that if you watch these videos, it's like the coaching session. You just want to be reassured, right? Mm-hmm. You just want to make sure that, okay, this is working. Are you sure? But I have done it. My ex knows about the no contact. My ex, knows the strategy. Guys, I know the strategy. It will work on me. We are just a human being. If you follow what Coach Adrian told you, if you follow the steps, because it has worked in the past, you have way more chances that it will work again. Because your ex mind, listen to that, your ex subconscious mind allow the idea that you can change, they love you, and they can come back. So it is deeply inside them. And so by doing the no contact and by applying the right actions, you will make your ex trust you again. Maybe not immediately. Maybe we will have to have some conversations and dates. But if you take your time and you're not focused on getting together, but just more on rebuilding the connection, you will see that your ex will basically come back just because you're using one more time, a second time, this no contact. So it is an amazing tool to rebuild yourself, to make your ex be scared to lose you, to make your ex want you again, to make your ex reconnect with you, but also to realize that maybe this is what your ex need. And I want to talk to you about that, Coach Adrian, because I coached a woman a few weeks ago. This situation was a little bit disturbing for me because she come to me and she told me, Alex, look, it is maybe my 5th no contact. Like, what is going on with this guy? Because every time I do a no contact, he comes back. We have such a great time for a couple of weeks and months. And then he tells me that we are not basically compatible. And I realized that this guy is an avoidant and is someone that needs her to do sometimes of distance and no contact to maintain the love. Have you seen this situation so far?
I've seen a lot of situations like this. And a lot of times men seek the thrill of the chase and the validation of knowing that they could have you, the reassurance of knowing that they have not lost you, but they have some sort of blockage where they cannot commit, where they associate commitment with a loss of freedom, independence, and thus happiness. And in some ways, I do feel that in the majority of cases, women tend to have more emotional maturity at a younger age than men do. And of course, there are exceptions. But in situations like this, it's really, truly important for you to do two things. One, you need to value yourself. And you cannot act as if this was the right man for you until they prove it through action. You can't just keep giving this person chance after chance after chance. Otherwise, you start to devalue yourself. Every time you're conveying to them that it is okay, that no matter what they do, you're willing to excuse that behavior. And so you start to fall into this pattern, and they are less and less likely to actually commit to you every single time that you compromise on this value. The second thing is to make sure that you keep this man on his or their toes once they make a commitment to you again, right? So we're not going to sleep together or have any intimacy until there is a commitment that they want to invest, that there's something greater than a one-night stand happening. If you sleep together too quickly, in most of these cases, you're going to go back into that loop and that dynamic because you're giving away your power. And most of these men that Alex has described are usually going to lose interest if intimacy is reached too quickly. Even if there's a lot of passion and chemistry, you need to make them do the work, right? So after they have committed to you, after you feel like you're a couple again, you need to keep them on their toes, right? And that's not manipulation. It doesn't mean that you can't be yourself, but it simply means that you cannot lose yourself to the relationship and give them so much attention, so much validation, and so much power that they naturally start to take the relationship and take you for granted as well. How do you do that? Well, you do that by making sure that you're living with purpose, that you have projects and things that you're inspired by, that you can sometimes just go out with your friends, that you can plan trips where you're going on your own, just to remind them that life does not solely revolve around them and the relationship. It's a healthy dynamic. We want balance in everything that we do. And you need to keep balance in your relationship to help this man, to remind this man of how special the relationship is and how lucky they are to have you.
And this is why the no contact can be part of your life, not as the no contact where we just never respond, but sometimes just by using the distance and by focusing on you guys. So it is working to get your ex back. It is working if you need it to maintain the love, the spark, and the relationship, because we are not in a world only with Walt Disney, Hollywood, and everything is perfect. Everything is a fairy tale. There is people that are avoidant, men and as well women. So, you need to make sure that you can adapt to your partner without losing yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm not asking you to become another version of yourself. I'm not asking you to not be yourself, but just try to understand some few personalities.
I have a question for you, Coach Alex.
Sure.
Based on your coaching session and your experience, especially working in France with so many hundreds of thousands of people, are there examples of situations where you have recommended to someone to not do a no contact the second time around?
I have been recommended to not do no contact the first or the second time in two situations. Mm-hmm. Number one, when you are in a long distance relationship and the communication is here. So it's two key factors. If you're in a long distance relationship and the communication is pretty good, I don't see the value of doing a no contact because of the distance already there. I prefer you to communicate, create more fun, more chemistry so we can meet. That doesn't mean that we communicate every day, 10 times a day on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Okay, I don't want you to overwhelm your ex. But usually when there is a long distance relationship, I will tell you that the no contact is not the best solution. Okay. Number 2, to not do no contact a second time, right? It's better to not do it when you already can attract your ex and see each other. Let's say that you see each other at work and the chemistry is here and you're going to after work. You don't want to be distant. You're going to go to the after work and shine and make your ex feel that they are losing the best person because you have these opportunities. And the reason why I say that is because no contact for me is creating opportunities to regain control. But if you can meet in person, if you can just use some opportunities, then I will not do a no contact. I will do the distance. I will just, try to be playful and do the push and pull. That's where I specialize. That is my philosophy, but I want to know if you agree with that because sometimes, we can disagree. That's okay.
No, I completely agree with you. I do think that if you have a communication platform, if you have evolved, then no contact is not necessarily necessary in situations like you have described. There are other situations when an ex pulls away because of existential issues, because of pressures that they have from family or work. And despite the fact that there is still a very strong connection and chemistry. And in situations like this, it can be tricky to do an extended period of no contact when your ex may just be stressed out and in need of a little bit of space, but may still need to feel like they can rely on you, especially in situations where there were signs of codependency. So I asked Coach Alex this question because I want you to use your brain. I want you to think critically based on where you're at, the situation that you're facing, the advice that you're hearing. And if it doesn't feel like it makes sense to you, not because you're scared or not because you're afraid of losing your significant other, but simply because it just does not match the reality that you see on the ground with your ex, then it's important for you to, really think critically and perhaps choose to go a different way because the nuances of your situations require you to do so. That's why I asked you this question.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And when you say use your brain, it's because there is no perfect formula. And that's why, guys, we want to go a little bit deeper with you and we want to tell you, you can come on the website with myexagain.com. We have tons of articles and you can book a private coaching session where we can really dive in with you, listen to your story, tell you what kind of no contact for how long and how to reconnect with your ex. I know that you have a lot of questions in your mind. I know it. The best way for us to respond to you is the private coaching. We also want to offer you some gift. This will be in the description right below if you're on YouTube and also on the podcast session. So make sure that you grab your gift. These are private videos where we go a little bit deeper. We just want to reserve them for the community, so you will have to enter your email. But let's continue this journey together. I know we are growing together because a breakup could be very helpful and it could be also a wake-up call.
Please take advantage of this opportunity. As you understand, the key to this process is growth. It's for you to be able to raise your emotional IQ so that you can face whatever situation or circumstance may come your way in the future. And these gifts, these private videos, are ways for us to go much, much deeper into concepts that you regularly hear about on our podcasts or on our YouTube channel. But the more we're able to help you have a very thorough understanding of these concepts, the better your chances are of reaching your goal. And that's why I'm so delighted that we're able to offer this exclusive free content for you. So please take advantage of that opportunity.
And click in the description box right below. Make sure to like this episode, this video. Guys, we need your support. It is very important. It's a lot of organization, time, efforts, work. but we do it because we love you guys, because we love it. Just a simple like and a subscribe will means the world to us. We will see you very soon. Remember, withmyexagain.com/coaching. Remember also to subscribe, join us, and leave a comment, because we need topic for the next podcast. We need topic to discuss together, and it could be your specific situation, guys. So if you tell us your story, we'll be there for you. Thank you so much, Coach Adrian.
My pleasure. Take good care and see you soon.
No.
And keep
fighting the good fight, guys. Thank you, Coach Adrian. Bye, guys.